Welcome back to the Black Basterd Video Podcast. It's your host, Max Road, the video hunting shark, rewinding those tapes, checking out those trailers, and getting rid of those videos we no longer want nor need. A to Z. That's what we've been doing. Going through these laser discs, one damn LD at a time. I'm trying to. It's not easy. I'm not gonna lie to you. These laser discs are out of order. You know, I get lazy. I have them in alphabetical order, ready to just at any time. Hey, you looking for Batman Part 2? I have it right here, right next to Batman Part 1. You looking for fried green tomatoes? Well, I don't have fried green tomatoes, but I have Friday. It's right next to Freaky Friday. I've just gotten lazy. I pull out LD, I put it to the side, I watch it, then I put it to the side to rewatch because it's so damn good. And I just eventually never get back to putting it in order. So, 85%, I hate when people do that. They know exactly the percentage of what they're talking about. I don't. I'm just guesstimating. 85% of the collection is in alphabetical order. Here we go. We are currently on F for Free Jack. Some I'm going to just run through them because I've kind of already talked about a few of these. Like Free Jack, I talked about that earlier on in the podcast about how they're just like part of my futuristic movies like Demolition Man. I put them all together, I clump them all together, and they're all in the same world. This movie right here, I don't know if I'll ever grow up, essentially. I've been playing the Flamingo Kid, not just the laser disc, but I've been the Flamingo Kid since my first job. And yeah, I haven't grown out of it. You know, I never want to step up to the plate and be greater than. Isn't that sad? Like, don't you want to be supervisor at Black Basterd Video? No, I'm cool with just clocking in at 9 o'clock and getting out of here at 5 every day. I don't want to run a store. I just want to work here. I want to be a hustler my entire life until I'm old and gray. You know, it's called Paper Boy, not Paper Man. You can't stay on this level. You have to move up. You have to step into leadership. No, I don't. Be the Flamingo Kid, working at a spa resort, catering to the rich and infamous. Until I die. That'll be my legacy. Flash Gordon. Which is the better flick? Realistically, don't lie. Flash Gordon or Flesh Gordon? There's only one time to watch this movie. Halloween time. You say Flesh Gordon? Well, you chose wisely. That's absolutely the better movie, Flesh Gordon. Still looking for that Fletch Part 2. There's one miscast in this movie. I'm not going to say who it is. She was huge at the time. She was huge at the time. Perfect summer movie right here. There's 3 movies you can watch back to back to back, and the characters all, if they don't seem like the same person, they seem like they could be related. And that's Doc Brown, Back to the Future, Wayne Szalinski, Honey, I Shrunk the Kids, and I don't even know what this guy's name is. He doesn't have a, you know, we know Robin Williams, but his character, yeah, Philip Brainard. Yeah, that doesn't work. That does not work. That right there, man, you can tell that, what do you call that? Like, the producers and execs they interfered. They gave him a stupid name. Philip Brainard. It's like, yeah, he's smart, so let's call him Brainard. No, it's dumb. This movie is not entertaining to me. Nor is this movie. Yet I still watch them. I want to have a good time when I watch a movie. You know? It's not a good time watching a man fall apart. Great flick. Great fleeking frick. Also a great movie. It's a double feature. It's a triple feature. Is that some important notes about the Criterion let's get my black crack on, my black liquid crack. Some important notes about the Criterion Collection edition of Forbidden Planet. 99 minutes, 1956, Eastman color, videoscope, digital stereo. This edition of Forbidden Planet was transferred from MGM's 35mm intermediate positive, was digitally mastered from a 2-track stereo Dolby encoded magnetic soundtrack. If you have a laser disc, player, that plays digital sound, the digital tracks will automatically engage at the start of play. To hear the analog tracks, use your remote control to select analog. The making of Forbidden Planet begins on side 4, chapter 27, after the completion of the film. This disc will stop automatically on the title frame of this section. If you have the early Pioneer model VP1000 video disc player, you must turn on the frame display in order to activate the automatic picture stops. You will experience video jitter on some frames of the work print, which that has happened. This is really helping me, navigate the workings of a Laserdisc player, because I ain't gonna lie, I really don't take the time to really understand my LD player. The scenes presented were taken from a videotape copy of the work print, which was transferred in manner that makes it impossible to produce jitter-free still frames. The original film elements were not available to us The jitter occurs only in the work print. Early cinescope films, of which Forbidden Planet is an example, often had discernible splice lines where shots had been joined in the negative. When these shots were projected, there was the impression of a momentary distracting white line. It's not distracting. As to the elements. The elements! In order to prevent this distraction, 4 lines of video have been matted out of the bottom of the picture. We have included color bars at the end of the program on side 4. Following the video disc, black crack. I'm just waking up. Give me a break, okay? Following the video disc production credits, in order for you to adjust the color on your television set to appropriate levels, superimposed over the color bars is a white box showing what is known as the safe title area. The box should appear centered on a properly adjusted TV set. If you have any trouble seeing all the text on the still frames, you might want to refer to the color bar frame to see if your set needs adjusting. Any comments, suggestions, or questions are welcome and should be addressed to John Mulvaney. The Criterion Collection, 1351 Pacific Coast Highway, Santa Monica, California, 90401. The Criterion Collection is a joint venture of Janus Films and Voyager Press. Great double feature is, which is not on Laserdisc, of course, but it is on VHS, would be Forbidden Planet, Criterion, into Zathura. Yeah. We came to see your laser disc. We didn't come to see you read. You can't read. You read like you've never read before. Hey, Speed is on. It's on Fox. I watch the Speed on Fox. Yeah, that's right. If you've seen my latest and greatest upload, video hunting scraps, aka mystery tapes, I wasn't going to sit up here and go through every single tape, like the whole tape, and for you guys to see what's on the tape. I was tired. First of all, I was tired when I did that. And no, I'm not doing that. Some things do have to stay a mystery. But just to let you guys know, yeah, Speed, television recording from, movie came out in 94. And it seems that most of these tapes are from 1997. More than likely, this is a TV run from 1997, a Speed. Great summer kickoff type of movie. More so midsummer, on the hottest day. Another good summer movie to watch on a hot day is Do the Right Thing, which I could have had on Laserdisc, and I passed on it because I was just like, I've seen this movie so many times. I don't want this movie on Laserdisc. And in retrospect, when I finally went back to this record store, it was gone. I was like, damn, I could have had Do the Right Thing on Laserdisc. I should have did the right thing and bought Do the Right Thing on Laserdisc. The Forgotten One. This is a surprise banger. All right, so I think that's going to do it for F's. Ah. I'm not alone in this mini mall. There's other establishments in this mini mall. There's Hot Pizza Ass Pizza. There's Rotten Apple Liquor Store. And there's Wishy Washy laundry mat. And that's where my clothes are at right now. They're at Wishy Washy's. They're in the dryer right now. And yeah, I'm taking a risk by, they're probably done. They're just sitting there. Sometimes I take a risk like that. Just like, yeah, all my clothes might get stolen right now. And it's just like, cool. Now I'm going to do something I wasn't going to do, which is go buy new clothes. Okay. If there's one thing I cannot stand about if there's one thing I cannot stand about home recordings, is that you can't hop in a time machine and go back to 1997 and smack the dog shit out of the person who recorded this. Because we were watching Speed. Everything was fine. We were hanging out like it was 1997 on Fox, and we were about to watch some Fox commercials from 1997 on the commercial break. But no, dipshit boy wanted to record Kathy Lee Griffith, or Kathy Lee from Regis and Kathy Lee, for about 35 seconds, and then he wanted to record a episode of Matlock. Gattaca, great movie. Gloria, she's a piece of shit. This is one of those movies where you watched like with your friends back when you were like 13 years old, and it escaped you what that movie was called, and you're trying to explain to your friends. It was like the Goonies. Was it Goonies Island? They get sued for that. It couldn't be Goonies Island. Something Island. You know? You know what I'm talking about? Okay, now we're watching BET. The Boy Is Mine with Monica and Brandy. Love this flick right here. Great double feature. What's up with you the double features, bro? What's that about, dude? Can't you just watch one movie and move on to a completely different movie? I am. A double feature. That's a completely different movie. This into Encino Man. Great flick. Great movie. Actually, I don't know if it's a great movie. I've never watched it. I've just seen a few scenes. Okay. Great movie. I haven't watched it since 1999. I guess it's a good movie. I don't know. Ghost. Man, in the 90s, white people were really white. Oh, great. Now he's watching a soap opera. Why am I saying he? Yeah, right? That's probably an old lady who recorded this. All right. Price is Right. Now, lady, old lady, miss, can you please stop changing the channel? Just keep it on Bob Barker, baby. with the tiny mic. Great flick. Rip. I had a lady friend, not a girlfriend. She's just a lady friend, okay? She was just a lady friend. And she liked, what's that movie called? The Ghost in the Darkness. Yeah. Come on now. You know what I think when I see this image right here? Thanks for changing the channel again to Mannequin Part 2. No, this ain't Mannequin Part 2. This is Conan the Destroyer. Okay, we went from Price is Right. We went from Days of Our Lives to Price is Right to Conan the Destroyer. Who is this maniac? You know, when they recorded this tape back in 1997, they didn't think that it'd make it into a place called Black Basterd Video in 2025. They were innocently recording random TV. And they didn't know, hey, dumbass puts the volume up. Yeah, the volume's going to be recorded, idiot. They, now we're back at Price is Right. Yeah. Okay, yeah. When I see this image, right, I can taste it. What? What are you talking about, dude? These are like the earliest memories of my life. Okay. And yeah, even this laser disc itself reminds me of Ghostbusters cereal. You know, doesn't that suck that the ingredients to Ghostbusters cereal, they're out there in the world somewhere, and they can make that cereal right now if they wanted to. Ralston, right? Ralston cereal. Is that even around? Ralston? Sam Ralston cereal brand? Or was it Nabisco? Was it General Mills? Was it Post? I don't know who made the Ghostbusters cereal. But that ingredient, that 1985 ingredient is somewhere in the world right now. And they can't make it anymore. Like all the cereals that we know and love now, they don't taste like they did back in the 1980s. Name them. Any of them. From Frosted Flakes, Lucky Charms. Pops ain't shit, but Pops don't taste like Pops anymore. They've eliminated something from these foods. Like KFC. They can't even call it Kentucky Fried Chicken anymore. Because that ain't chicken. It's called KFC. They would get sued if they called it Kentucky Fried Chicken. It's a hottie walking by. Isn't it wild that this movie right here, led to the shot heard around the world? I mean, the slap heard around the world. You know? This movie changed Will Smith's career. Had this movie never been made, I mean, I guess his wife's name would have been in somebody's mouth. And they would have told a different joke. Let me tell you how jealous women are. I'm trying to watch Gidget right? Just for the vibes. I'm not even thinking about Gidget. My girlfriend was with at the time, like starts going in on Gidget. I'm like, this woman, this is from 1950s. This is no one to be jealous of. You're in your prime right now. You're mad because your boyfriend is watching Gidget? So I'm just stay single, man. Just stay single. I don't deal with none of that shit. You know what I deal with? I don't know what the hell it says. You know what I deal with? I deal with guys who tell me I shouldn't be single. That's what I do. I had a friend recently tell me that he gave a girlfriend, let's call it a lady friend, because he never got to. He gave her $2,500 and never saw her again. I showed him a picture of a supermodel that I came in contact with, right? He goes, "That's not my type." Okay, all right. Then he shows me this lame duck female that he gave $2,500 and she ran off and disappeared, and he hasn't seen her in a year. He gave her $2,500. This is what I deal with. Or I'm like, yeah, this is my whole thought process, right? If you're gonna do more than 15 years in prison, right? Don't let it be for manslaughter. Just rob a bank. Like, rob a bank. Rob a diamond merchant or something like that, man. I mean, you're going to get caught either way. You're going to get caught for the manslaughter. You're going to get caught for thievery. I'd rather get caught for something like very beautiful than get caught for something very heinous. So that's my whole thought process. If I'm going to lose, right, in the dating world, right, she's going to be a supermodel with no kids. You know what I mean? Oh, dude, you're never going to get a supermodel. Cool. I'd rather not get a supermodel than get somebody's baby mama. All right, so this movie right here, great flick. Dude, what's your issue, bro? You got something against girls? No. I got something against grannies, okay? Or potential grannies. What's that supposed to mean? If she has a kid, the kid is going to get older, okay? All right? I mean, she's got a solid 13 years before her child can possibly be impregnated. Okay? So if you're dating a woman who has a child, you're dating a grandmother. If you plan on being with her more than 10 years, there's a possibility that one day her child will show up. What a child! Great flick. Great flick and frick. This is like, man, I'm never going to watch this. I'm never going to watch this movie. But there is a scene in this movie that I dig the most. It's when Steve Martin gets robbed and shot. They could have had this movie right here on. They could have had a 25. Let's see. I think a 20th anniversary of this movie. Give me a moment. There's a sticker on the front that from Amoeba. I don't dig Amoeba. What's your issue with the Amoeba? I don't know. My issue with Amoeba is the same issue I have with getting VHS tapes and Laserdisc online. It's like, to use an analogy, it's like shooting crabs in a barrel or shooting fish in a barrel. Yeah, shooting fish in a barrel or fishing in a man-made lake. You know? Where's the challenge? You know, these Laserdisc and these VHS tapes behind me and in front of me and which you can't see, and to the side of me, they were pulled from out of the wild. Okay, I put foot to pavement and retrieved these items. Okay, I didn't sit back online going boop, boop, boop. Hey man, you know, some of us don't live in a big city, all right, surrounded by record stores and flea markets. You know, we don't have the option. Our only option is you know, fly to a city in which they have Laserdisc, dude, and VHS tapes. Well, that's what you're gonna have to do, okay? To get my respect, you're gonna just have to fly out to where they are. I don't want to hear it. But yeah, man. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's why I don't like Amoeba, because it's a layup. For the next week, right? I said I was gonna do it in 2 days. There's no way I can, right? Let me run down the line of all the places I'm gonna hit, and this is probably the only time I'm gonna give you insight on where I go and get all these Laserdiscs, right? Target and Walgreens, that's where they are. Okay. Start in Berkeley. There is an Amoeba in Berkeley, high price Amoeba in Berkeley. Hardly if ever do I get a deal. We have Rasputin's Berkeley, which the Laserdiscs that are left there they're nothing. Okay, I mean, they're crap, bottom of the barrel. There's nothing to. Every time I go there, I'm just like, get a Laserdisc, man. They're so cheap, as low as 50 cents, as high as $2, and that's pushing it. They're usually like 50 cents to $1.50. Then you have half price books. I was gonna say half price Brooks. You got half price Garth Brooks in Berkeley. Prices are they're terrible as well. The VHSs are doable at like $2 each. So those are 3 locations I'm going to hit. I'm on the San Francisco side of the bay. That's in the East Bay. Now, I don't have a vehicle. I use public transportation, or I walk. So there are other places in the East Bay I can't get to. And I'm really glad I can't, because it's really mentally taxing to drive out into the middle of nowhere, essentially, into an unincorporated area in the East Bay that you really otherwise would not be at. To only get there, and you have to convince yourself you didn't just waste a bunch of gas and time coming out here. So you end up walking away with VHS shit, you know, or laser dicks. All right, so on this side of the water, my side, right? You have out of the closet. Those are 2 thrift stores. You have Scrap SF. In total right now we're at 6, right? 6. You have the music store. You have community thrift. You have Grooves, another record store. You have Amoeba. And if I'm near them, let's add on Goodwill. There's Thrill House Records, which I've already gone to. And there's Alamany Flea Market, which I've already gone to. So I plan on hitting all these spots in at least a week, from Sunday to Sunday. Within a week, I'll make it Sunday to Saturday. It's not an easy feat, being that I don't only work at Hella Weird Video and Black Basterd Video, I'll also work at. But I'm going to make it happen. Because I dig it, man. I dig going out there in the world and grabbing the items. Because it makes it less likely that I'm going to get rid of the video. Even though I say that in the beginning, that, getting rid of videos we no longer want nor need. When I know that I put energy forth in the manner in which I do, that it's not wise to get rid of this, which I have in the past, and it left me hollow. Like, why did I do that? There's times, I've mentioned it before, but there's times I almost gave up on the video hunting game. But this is my hobby, and I'd rather have this hobby than, other things. This is a gorgeous LD right here, except for this freaking hole. Green Ice with Ryan O'Neal. I had this on VHS, and when I talk about giving up the game, yeah, this was part of it. I started selling off my VHS tapes, and regretfully so. I had Gremlins on VHS. I have Gremlins 2 on VHS, but the cover is whacked out from a sticker that I peeled off. That didn't come off too well. One of those Blockbuster on sale stickers, the red ones, the red sticker of death. This movie right here will make you wise to what's really going on. The Grifters and The Game. Watch those two movies back to back, and you'll be a smarter man. What a great, gorgeous jacket this is. Manufactured in Austria. I would love to get the Guyver, not MacGyver, but the Guyver, the movie, not the animated film or series, but this is awesome. This came in a lot. I never would have found this in the wild. This is just too rare. The guy who had this was an old man, old timer, right? Unexpectedly had something like that. He had a bunch of crap though, man. So much crap. But I was surprised, I remember driving home after picking up the items and just going through LDs after LDs that I had picked up while driving, which was just stupid. I should have just pulled over and geeked out. When I came across that, I was like, wow, what an unexpected find. This is a movie that's praised by many and not by me, however. I'm covering the sticker because I'll be here all day trying to peel it off, but then leave the stickers on here. Guys must be crazy. Great morning movie. I'm gonna put that to the side. This Godfather is the only way to watch. No, this Godfather is a great cover. Great cover. These releases of the Godfather, and looks like I need to sell one of these. They're the same. This is the open matic. I believe it's the open matic. I'm not a laser disc professional or whatever. I don't know what the heck I'm talking about half the time. I just know there's more film on the top and the bottom, okay? And the transfer looks great. This right here, however, you might as well be watching a DVD. That's how good it looks, but there's a certain aesthetic that I'm looking for when it comes to Laserdisc, dude. I don't even like the art. What's up with all the green? Once again, this is a better way to watch Godfather 2 as well as 1. Of course, you gotta have part 3, the better of the trilogy, part 3, in my not so humble opinion. Hot take! Hot take! I'm joking, man, okay? I'm just rabble-rousing, okay? I'm being a rabble-rouser. I like part 3. I know it's crap. Still watch it. You know why? Part 3, like, it's over the top. And, I mean, part 3, there never would be the line of, as soon as I think I'm out, they pull me back in. Like, that's a great line, man. Because it's so true. Right when you think it's over, they pull me back in. So that one line alone saved this film. Now I told you we were out of order, right? Told you guys we were out of order. And I do apologize. But we're gonna go back in time. Back to F. Sorry. We got Fort Apache, the Bronx. The Bronx. We got Foul Play. Need to watch that. Frankie Baby. Frankie Baby Rise Again. We're not even gonna talk about this, man, because I ain't trying to start no up in here. Y'all just pretend y'all didn't see that, okay, man? You know, I don't have any good laser discs. They all suck, okay? I don't have anything. What are you talking about? Freaky Friday, love it. Freeway. Good. Let me rewind Freeway. Freeway has one of the best, like, 90s vibe. The title, the font and all, and then the back of it, just the perfect LD. It's just the perfect L. We got Fresh. Once again, I don't have any laser discs worth even bragging about, you know. It's like, pay those no mind. We got From Dusk Till Dawn. I recently acquired From Dusk Till Dawn Part 3 on VHS. I thought I'd be able to find Part 2. I have Part 2, and I kept like going back and forth with From Dusk Till Dawn 3. And I say, you gotta have the trilogy at this point. You just gotta do it. You wanna see a great, like how you do a gatefold? What do you think is, when I flip this open, what do you think is gonna be there? If you don't already know. How cool is that? I personally think it would have been better if the titty twister was there. Full Metal Jacket. This is a vibe right here. That's Bill Murray right there. Kids before smartphones. That's what that should be called. If you were to retitle that and re-release it, Kids Before Smartphones. It shows how smart kids were before smartphones. Super vibes. Like I said, the grifter to the game. Unfortunately, I have been seeking the game since the beginning of the Laserdisc hunting game. And I just kept coming up short. And finally, I found it, and I was so happy. I went right home and was like, yeah, I'm about to sit down and watch the game. Even though I've had recently watched it on VHS. I was like, I want to watch it on Laserdisc, dude. And it's rotted on one side. All right, we winding down. This is the last stack, and we're going to get the heck up out of here. Thank you guys for tuning in to the Black Basterd Video Podcast. I couldn't do it without you. Okay, I could do it without you, but, you know, it would be kind of ass. I'm at 107 followers. Thank you again. I mean, I put out a notification of thank to all the 100 followers, but we've been steady climbing lately, and I appreciate every single one of you. You know, whether you comment, you view, you say, dude, this dude sucks. You call this a podcast? This guy's lame. Whatever you want to say. You want to say this guy's cool. I dig Max Road. He's a real chill dude. He's a righteous dude. It's a beautiful gatefold. It's a striking image. You got to do it, you know. Even if you don't want to do it, you're just like, I got to do it. I've seen that movie a bunch of times, but you just like, you see it on LD and you're like, got to do it. Good son. Evil Kevin McAllister. All right, we're gonna end it with. What do you think when I open it up? What's it gonna be? Now that's how you do a gatefold. Just give me a huge poster size type image on the cover. You know? That's awesome, man. It's just so cool. It's another great morning movie to have with a cup of coffee. And of course, a great double feature with The Graduate into Wayne's World. Thanks for tuning in to the Black Basterd Video Podcast. Your host, Max Road.